Hello, my fellow automates! I've always wanted to say that. Well, finally after 2 weeks we're continuing with Taisho Alice. Welcome, Tuxedoji! That's right, we're continuing with our romancing of Cinderella. We last left off after we've come back from our date with him. That's right, automates. One by one, I placed all of my dishes onto the table, because we're making meals for everybody now. I don't think that we've ever gotten their last names, so we just called them Cinderella and his brothers. Sorry I took so long. Tonight's dinner is fish on rice. Classy, yet not too heavy. Thank you. Oh, and here's the soup to go with it. I set a bowl down in front of him, and he promptly lifted it to his lips. Yeah, you're welcome, Cinderella. It's interesting, so they drink soup in the Asian way too. Or wait, I just kind of assumed that it was the Asian way since when I'm drinking soup with my dad's side of the family, we tend to just lift the bowl up to our mouths and not use the spoon. But on my mom's side of the family, we use a spoon. I assumed that that was an East-West divide, but is that actually just more of a class thing? I don't know, I never learned. I was tempted to ask him to repeat that, but I hastily suppressed the urge. Not sure either. I guess it's a mystery forever. Gretel took a seat at the table across from me. How'd that go? The recon mission? The date? Right. I thought back over the day's events. For the most part, all the most popular cafes had good food and excellent service. I know when eating with chopsticks, I'm 4 times more likely to lift my plate or bowl than with a fork. Are you not supposed to lift the plate when eating Western food? Oh, I have been making mistakes. Oh, and the overall atmosphere was pretty important too. The best places had relaxing vibes. Right, yeah. Oh, and the menus were pretty extensive. So, maybe we could still skate by serving only desserts, but there'd have to be a larger range of them. That's right, all these other restaurants cared about their customers. It's like magic! So, grinning, Gretel steepled his fingers in front of his face. So what? I tilted my head. That's right. We learned that this restaurant is a lost cause. I'm sorry. Outside gratitude and hygiene, the majority of manners are there so rich people can sneer at less educated. Oh, okay, I feel better now. I'm gonna put my elbows on so many tables. Cinderella and I exchanged a glance. Well, I don't think I have a surefire plan just yet, but I think beefing up the menu would be a step in the right direction. We can advertise that this is a restaurant where you can put your elbows on the tables. And eat your spoon with a dessert spoon. God won't smite you down. Smite you down. Soup? No, it's too late. I'm already eating my spoon. Ow. Nom nom. I don't know about going all out, but I can make Japanese, Chinese, and a handful of Western dishes. How about sandwiches? That's a cafe staple, right? As long as we have bread and ingredients, we can slap them together with minimal effort. Cinderella, no. Okay, but we can't have customers constantly coming in and out at all times. There's only 4 of us running this place. Plus, we need to factor in break time. Cinderella, you give your brothers breaks, right? Cinderella really has worked retail. Well, depending on how complicated the dish is, I might need to cook it in the kitchen. How do I do that without dying? We're going to open the world's first Subway restaurant. Ooh, I like it. You're a genius, Cinderella. You're so kind and generous, and you don't let anyone mess with you. I'm not sure that's what he meant by keep on bringing them. Oh, it is what he meant. Oh my god. And you're so handsome? Oh, Gretel is still here. Gretel regarded us with surprise. Well, I wonder. I agree, Gretel. I feel like the entire experience has brought me and Cinderella closer. What is it? Are you afraid of forbidden love? Between an employee and employer? Is that it, Cinderella? Yes, I know that, but it's your job as the owner to build good relationships with your employees, remember? Okay, well, could you please kindly enlighten me as to how you would like me to phrase these things going forward, my good sir? Naruhodo. I'll be more careful. Just then, Gretel cut in. His smile was ice cold. Oh, Snow White ice cold. Oh, for now our plan is to add sandwiches to the menu. Oh, and new drinks. God, he makes my knuckles feel so romantic they want to kiss his face. Good call. They say the bread really makes the sandwich, as it were. Then again, it feels like cheating to use someone else's. Hey, Gretel, do you know how to bake bread? You're good at baking, aren't you? French bread is a little too out of my league, but I think I could make bagels, also known as bread donuts. Bread rolls and pan loaves. I'll have to practice! I am just volunteering myself for more and more work. Cinderella raised his hand for a high five and I obliged. Yeah! You got it! Now then, lastly... I get the feeling our focus should be on desserts, am I right? Yes, exactly. Ah, wait, that wasn't my line. The voices are a little quiet right now, so maybe I should turn them up a bit louder. The voices are already at max. Pastries in particular were so closely tied to cafes in my mind that I couldn't really see having one without the other. And so, we both turned to look at Gretel. I want them louder. Yes, please. Nothing too crazy, just 2 or 3 new dishes would be perfect. At this, Gretel grimaced deeply. Please, little bro. Cinderella, hobbies and occupations are different. Gretel, how old are you?
僕と白雪兄さんも看板を出すくらいの作業はやりましたよ。
看板を探して外に出すくらい誰にだってできるわ。
Now, let's all settle down. I decided to play mediator between them. Once they had both regained their composure, I first turned to Gretel. Gretel? I know you're already helping out around here, but if we're going to make the cafe a real success, we need to start seeing some sales, and we simply can't achieve that without you.
元はといえば、あなたと兄さんが結託したのが面倒ごとの始まりだったわけですが、一番重要な部分をやる気のない僕に押し付ける気ですか？やりたければご自分でやったらいいでしょ？
Yeah, I guess I could, but I folded my arms and crossed my eyes in contemplation.
何ですか？
I opened one eye to peek at him. It's getting to him. Are you sure you want me to take charge of the dessert department? I'm pretty handy in the kitchen, so I'd totally steal your thunder. Is that really what you want? Aren't you worried everyone will realize I'm a better baker than you? Plus, if I take over desserts, that means I'll get the kitchen all to myself. I'm not sure that's ideal for you, but if you insist. We glared at each other for a long moment. Hi, Yogi Scafu. Welcome.
わかりました。わかりましたよ。僕がやればいいんでしょ？
Yeah, negotiation, baby. Yes, he conceded. I win. Thank you. I just know you'll be a huge asset.
言っておきますが、あなたの口車に乗せられたわけではありませんから。
Speech 100. Right, of course not. Of course not. I smiled brightly. Honestly, I didn't really care what part of it convinced him as long as it meant he would help us. Speech 80.
白雪はどうすっかな。あいつ不器用で何もできねえ上に人見知りの人嫌いだからな。
We can give Snow White a vacation. All he needs to do is stand there and he'll add to the atmosphere all on his own. Besides, he's not useless. With a little practice, I'd wager he could get the hang of things eventually.
綺麗事だが、まあいい。兄の俺がやるのに、弟のあいつがやらないって理屈は通らねえからな。あいつにもきっちり働いてもらう。
Considering how slim he is, I don't think that working him to the bone will take very long. Oh, good day, beautiful Lady Freya of the Northern Viking land. You flatter me, Scuff. Welcome to Taisho Alice. That's our Cinderella. Cinderella, the guy on the right, he's the one that we're kissing.
よし、これから盛り上げていくぞ。
Ooh.
はあ、果たしてそんなにうまくいくかな。
Come on, have some faith in your big brother. A few days later.
ブルーベリースコーンとダージリンティーをお願い。
あ、私はこのビクトリアンサンドイッチとリンゴとナスのフルーツジュースね。
We have customers. You got it. Blueberry scone, Darjeeling tea, Victoria sandwich cake, and apple pear juice, right? Coming right up.
なぜうまくいくんだ?
Oh, he looks so shocked. When I returned to the kitchen to pick up the order, I found Gretel clutching at his hair. Gretel's just not like this. What's the matter, Gretel?
何でもありません。はい、これどうぞ。
He handed me a beautifully sliced piece of cake. Thanks. All the customers are raving about your awesome desserts, you know?
当然でしょ。この喫茶店を一番にすると言ったのはあなたと兄さんですよ。
Gretel scowled sulkily. He didn't actually have to help us if he really didn't want to, and yet here he was. What a nice boy. He deserves head pats. Right, I'm gonna do my best out there to make today another success. I saluted Gretel, then turned on my heel and headed back to the dining area. So, what became of our little cafe?
アリスちゃん、こっちお願い。
Sure thing.
ウェイトレスさん、こっちもお願いね。
Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Gun T9. Be with you in a bit. Sure enough, we got so many customers we ran out of tables. Due to the cafe's primo location, people would wander in out of curiosity, then go home and tell their friends, and so on until the effect had completely snowballed. Amazing, it's 400% tsundere by volume. Oh my god, you're right, tsundere runs in the family. And then there's the hiragana Alice, no, the katakana Arisu on the second floor. Yatta ne? Feels so good to sit down at last. That evening, once the cafe was finally closed, I staggered into a chair and collapsed forward onto the counter.
お疲れ様。
Yeah, you did good too, Snow. Being the eye candy. Sensing Snow White's presence, I pushed myself up. Thanks. You must be tired too. He averted his gaze.
君ほどじゃない。俺はただの皿洗い。
Oh, he can wash dishes now without breaking them. Oh, I'm so proud of him. Good boy gets good pats. Two tsundere that are category 4 tsunami. Don't be silly, you are a huge help. Without those clean dishes, we wouldn't have been able to serve new customers. Plus, I bet it sucked to have your hands in cold water all the time.
まあそうですね。正直、白雪兄さんがいてくれて助かります。
Yeah, he's come so far. Oh yeah, and by washing the dishes, he was like touching other people's dirty food, right? Oh, Snow, you're okay with that? Oh, who's a good boy? Gretel cut in as he stepped out of the kitchen. As were you, Gretel. We probably ran you ragged. Sorry about that. And sorry for making you help me with the sandwich prep.
あなたのせいじゃありません。いや、間接的にはあなたのせいでもあるわけですが。とりあえず、主な原因はあなたではなく、ここにいない人間であるのは明らかですから。
I laughed nervously. I could hear the venom in his voice. He was, of course, referring to his older brother. Cinderella had seemed really enthusiastic in the days leading up to the cafe's relaunch, and yet when the big day officially rolled around, he ran off without lifting a finger. Seems like the cafe's location is ideal for attracting customers all on its own, huh? I casually changed the subject.
いきなり来すぎですよ。
Has Cinderella been doing advertising? Gretel's expression was one of abject annoyance. You might have a point. It does feel like things are going abnormally well. But I guess we shouldn't complain. Anyone want a drink? I gestured to the coffee maker.
では、ミルクティーを。疲れが飛ぶくらい思い切り甘くお願いします。
I forgot that I brought some milk tea earlier and it's downstairs. I forgot I left it down there. What about you, Snow White?
いらない。
All right then. One milk tea coming right up. I'm going to text my roommate to go get it. "20 minutes and one super sugary milk tea later, Gretel and I were hanging out. Snow White had gone back to his room when the cafe door opened. Oh, welcome back, Cinderella.
お、いい香りじゃねえか。アリス、俺にも一杯くれ。
Yes, boss. Sure thing. At his request, I got started on another milk tea. You're home late. Were you out shopping again? It was perhaps an obvious question considering he was carrying shopping bags in both hands. Oh no, he stole those.
まあな。
He set his bags on the counter and took a seat next to Gretel.
アリスさん、こんな人のために入れる必要はありません。
Hey, supply procurement is difficult. Meanwhile, I was just warming up the teapot and teacup.
はあ？なんでお前が指図してんだ？アリス、もちろん誰の言うことを聞くべきか分かってるよな。
That's right, it's me! His voice came out in a seductive whisper? Excuse me?
アリスさ、誰のせいで毎日毎日クソ忙しい思いをしているか分かっていますよね。
Meanwhile, Gretel was wearing his usual sharp glare. um, of course. I mean, it seems natural to make tea for your love interest, but maybe we shouldn't be coddling him? Maybe? Maybe we should be encouraging him to be more direct in his involvement with the cafe? Is that what this option means? Or is that just denying that he's done any work? I'm not sure. Gonna make a save here. As they say, he who does not work, neither shall he eat. I took a sip was what was supposed to be Cinderella's milk tea. Maybe we should, true, but I wouldn't think twice to make someone tea. I'm a butler. Gretel's lips curled in a malicious grin. Hey! As payback, Cinderella swiped my half-full cup and downed the contents. And direct kiss? Then, before I could make a snarky comment or blush at the thought of our lips touching the same object, he grabbed his stuff and left the dining area. Cinderella, wait! As I ran after him, he turned back to look at me. That's right, we still made him tea. I know you're tired. Where have you been all day? He held up his shopping bags. So you went shopping and anything else? He's tsundere. He's been shilling the cafe. Right. In other words, he'd definitely done more than just shopping today. He looked at me and sighed. It's doing really great, actually. We've been completely slammed every day. I'm running low on your lovin'. We're good for right now. Oh, but we're starting to run low on olive oil. We have a spare bottle, but I'd like to get another one considering how often we use it. Oh, and I was thinking it'd be nice to have some flowers for each table. How is he such a good boss, even though he... Everything. I was trying to think of a specific instance, but no, just everything about who he is. Awesome, thank you. By the way, sir, I've been wondering... Why is it that we keep getting so many customers every day? Do you maybe know something about that? Well, yes, it certainly can't hurt for the cafe to have customers. But don't you think it's all happening a little too fast? I know we're in a great location and the menu's getting rave reviews. But there's no way pure word of mouth would bring in this many people, don't you think, boss? Would you happen to know what's going on, Cinderella? Yeah, he's got a generous and understanding streak. He just wants life to be good to him first. Once he's satisfied, everyone else gets to be happy too. Aww. Aw, he's playing dumb. His response was vague, too vague. What's wrong, boss? You don't want to take credit this time? What's wrong? Oh yeah, go ahead and play dumb. I have ways of dealing with people like you. Right, I figured you wouldn't know. So anyway, I'm thinking this might be a divine miracle from God. Maybe some good Samaritan is out there pulling some strings behind the scenes. Just for me? Do you think it's someone I know? Oh my god, what if it's Kaguya? We haven't seen Kaguya all this time. It could very well be Kaguya. He grimaced awkwardly. He'd walked right into my trap, of course. Anyway, I'll be heading back now. I could tell there was no point in pressing the issue any further.
Oi. Anta.
Oh? Don't worry, I'm not gonna tell them anything. It's a secret just between us two. Kagu Papa? I pressed my index finger to my lips with a wink.
何のことだ?
Oh, I don't know. But whatever it is, you know Gretel's smart enough to figure it out without any hints. Anyway, I'll let you know when dinner is ready. And so, the busy days flew by in a blink. Not only had our cafe transformed into the hottest restaurant on the block, but there were still household chores to take care of as well. I worked diligently every day, striving to make our cafe the #1 restaurant in the Looking-Glass world. What's that? Aren't I getting sidetracked, you ask? Oh, that's right, we're here to see what Cinderella is like as his future fiancé. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my main objective, of course. There had been plenty of opportunities for me to get to know Cinderella. For instance, I learned that Cinderella hates peas, prefers Western cuisine, and likes red meat more than fish. Oh man, same! But admittedly, my goal of learning more about him had been put on the back burner while I focused so heavily on my work. Arisu really is one of the best protagonists I've seen on this channel. I really do like her. Me too. And one day, I was fretting over my lack of progress, an incident occurred. Yeah, like, she's really positive and optimistic, but it doesn't really feel like in that, frustratingly stupid way. It's like in the relatably or comedically stupid way. And she does have some smarts in her. And like, just altogether some good vibes. She's a good and active protagonist. Very active. It all started one bright and sunny afternoon. Come on in. And she's really quite sassy, right? She walked in just after rush hour when customers had grown scarce. Are you Cinderella's ex? She wore red lipstick and a dark blue dress that hugged her curves. A mature, older woman, so beautiful she could be an actress. Unfortunately, she is not a love interest and doesn't even have her own sprite. Table for one? Of course, my apologies. Right this way. I turned to show her to her table, but she seized me by the arm. Lady, that costs extra. Show don't tell, show don't tell, show don't tell, no sprite.
Cinderella wa?
Huh?
あなた、ここの従業員でしょ? オーナーはどこって言ってんの?
Her tone grew coarse and hostile. Uh-oh, customer complaint incoming. I'm sorry, but the owner's not in at the moment. I'm the manager. I curtsied politely.
それじゃ話にならないわ。私が用があるのはシンデレラなのよ。
No sprite, but she's got VA. Yeah, all of the characters have voice actors. Voice actors is the plural even when there's, like, not just dudes, right? I keep forgetting the rules of English, even though English is my native language. Voice actors, except for the protagonist. I'm terribly sorry. Has there been some trouble? If there's anything I can assist you with, I would be more than happy to. This was my standard textbook response for any angry customers. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
はあ? 何クレーム処理みたいな対応してくれちゃってんのよ。
You did? I looked up at her in surprise.
なわけないでしょ。私は純粋にあの人に用があるだけ。
Whoops, looks like I got ahead of myself. Oh, are you a friend of his? English defaults to masculine in the plural because we're not forcing it to do otherwise, to change its rule for future generations. I see.
そうだって言ってるでしょ。
I see. Well, I'm really sorry about this, but he's not home right now, and I'm not certain when exactly he'll be back.
でも戻ってくるんでしょ。
Is she gonna be staying till after hours? Eventually, yeah.
とりあえずあの人が来るまでここで待たせてもらうわ。いいでしょ？
I mean, are you intending to buy anything? What? Without waiting for her response, the woman walked into the dining area and sat herself down at a random table. Don't do that! Crossing her legs, she rested her head in her hand as she stared out the window. It was quite picturesque, actually. Maybe she'll draw in some new customers like that. All the other customers turned to stare at her. Even I was staring at her. But no Sprite!
誰？
You don't know either? Snow White peeked his head out of the kitchen. A friend of Cinderella's, apparently? You wouldn't happen to know where he is, would you, Snow White?
さあ。
Figured as much. Okay, for now I'll make her a cup of tea. Could you ask Gretel to make a scone?
客じゃないのにいいの？
That's hospitality! Of course I'm sure, she's a guest here. I shot him a wink. I still can't wink. Before I knew it, the sun had set. Thanks for stopping by. Whew. After the last customer was gone, I went back to the dining area. As for Cinderella's lady friend, she was still here. This was no surprise, of course, considering that Cinderella had yet to come home. I grabbed the teapot and walked over to her table. Would you like a refill? She looked up at me lethargically. Her plate and cup were both empty. Clearly she had accepted my token of hospitality.
いただくわ。
Here you are.
随分と繁盛してるみたいじゃない。
She peered at me as I poured the steaming brown liquid into her cup. Thank you kindly.
悪かったわね。忙しい時にお邪魔しちゃって。
Oh, she's actually pretty polite, just pushy. Oh, no problem. Today was actually downright peaceful compared to some other days we've had. Besides, I'm sure we must have benefited from having a pretty lady like you sitting by the window. Free advertising. See, we even think alike. The Ojo-sama wa. I want to see her hair. Oh, I'm sure it's so curled. She shot me a withering look. Mistake. Oh no, I lost affection points with her. What is it?
そこまで言われると突っ込む気もなくなるわ。
Well, was it something I said? As far as I was concerned, I was only being honest. The woman paused to take a sip of her tea. Then, slowly, she turned back to me.
あなた、シンデレラと付き合っているの？
What do you mean? Is he here? As in dating him?
それ以外何があるのよ。
No, we're not dating.
あの人、結構な女たらしだって有名よ。
Oh, are you here to tell him off? Are you pregnant? I didn't know that actually. I'm gonna take a note of that.
彼とは何でもないのね。
Pretty sure. As of now, our relationship is strictly professional. Believe me, I tried to advance it. I made sure to emphasize the now part.
とりあえず今はって何よ。あなたはあの男に興味があるっていうわけ？
Of course I am. Extremely interested, in fact.
へえ、そう。ここってあの人のお店でしょ？なんで彼の元で働いてるわけ？
Well, long story short, it sort of just happened.
成り行きね。あの人を信じなさそうな男が大した関係でもないあんたに店を任せたっていうわけ。
Because he's rich enough to afford it. Oh, I'm not the only one. His brothers are here too.
で、本人は働きもせず遊びほうけてるわけ。
Yeah, where do you see this boldness in protagonist? Arisu just saying her heart wholeheartedly. I don't know if he's screwing around per se, but he's definitely not here.
最低のクソ野郎ね。
I laughed awkwardly at her overly honest evaluation.
まあいいわ。とりあえずここまで待ったんだから絶対に捕まえてやる。
I realize this might be rude of me, but
何よ。
are you Cinderella's girlfriend by any chance? Instantly, her sullen pout transformed into a smug smirk. Oh, she's smug.
気になる
Dying to.
彼とは約束してたの。とっても大事な約束をね。
What, does he owe her money? She emphasized the word promise, loading the word with implied meaning. Oh, he owes her money, doesn't he? Maybe it was her revenge for my as of now thing. A promise, you say? Unwilling to take her bait, I kept my voice perfectly calm as I spoke, and she scowled.
淡白な反応ね。もうちょっと動揺するなりしてくれないと
Oh,
使えないじゃない。
Hang on a second. Taxi Doji, do you know if all of these gun people are people? Is there a message about... Because we have gun T9 and gun H7... Oh, there's more. I thought that it was legit, but... Is this the new house? Yeah, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon. And I had faith in you, Gun T9. Well, I might get a little nervous if you tell me you're his girlfriend.
つまり、それって好きってことじゃない。そうならそうとはっきり言いなさいよ。
No chance. No way. I won't say it. No, no. I think they're bots? Yeah, probably. I fell silent.
彼とはただの遊び友達よ。つい最近知り合ったの。で、この前彼の主催するパーティーに呼ばれたわけ。
Oh, I see. So why... Did you hear that? Right in the middle of our battle for feminine dominance? Who should come home but Cinderella herself?
ようやく来たわね。
The woman got to her feet.
あれ、あんたは確か。
Cinderella's eyes widened in shock. Evidently, this woman was no ordinary plaything. She strode up to Cinderella, her high heels clacking rhythmically.
よくもすっぽかしてくれたわね。何が今夜は俺に付き合えよ。あんたがそう言うから他の男の誘いを蹴ってパーティーが終わるまで待ってたのに、いつの間にかいなくなってくれちゃって。私があの後どんな惨めな思いをしたかわかる？一人で帰ったのよ。一人でこの私がよ。
Oh my god, was this the woman from the opening scene of Cinderella? Who like, he promised the ring? Just stay with me for tonight, he said, and then didn't do it? Was that it? Thank you, Tuxie. You're a blessing. And seized him by the collar. Oh, I wish I had such courage and also height.
いや、あの夜は酔っ払ってそれどころじゃなくて。
Cinderella was sweating bullets like she had him at gunpoint.
何が酔っ払ってよ。どうせ最初からその気なんてなかったんでしょ。てっきり謝りに来ると思ったら全然来ないし。その間に店なんて開いちゃって、ちゃっかり若い女の子まで連れ込んじゃって、このド変態。
I'm not underage. I'm not underage. Do you want to say that to my face? Anyway.
ド変態。
そうよ、ド変態。この国の男はロリコンばっかり。
Never mind, we're kicking her out.
そうよね。若くて可愛い女の子の方がいいわよね。やる気もなかったお店なんて開いちゃってさ。それもこれもこの子のためなんでしょ。
She turned and pointed at me, a full-grown adult.
いや別にこいつとは何も。だいたい年齢的に大きく離れているわけじゃねえだろ。
あるわよ。この子10代でしょ。
I'm in my 20s. Technically, I'm barely legal. Thanks, Yurika. I figured I may as well clarify that point.
ほら見なさい。まかり間違ってこの子に手なんて出してみなさい。不純性交友で訴えてやる。
Oh, welcome, Viv. You came by at the best part. Yeah, happy day after your birthday, Vivlio. Did you have some good sleep? Wait a second, it's been like 6.5 hours since the end of your marathon stream? Viv, get more sleep.
バカ、余計なこと言うなよ。
Sorry. Not sure how this is my fault for being barely legal. But okay.
この子はあなたとは何でもないとか言ってたけど、あなたの方はどうなのかしらね。聞
Oh.
いたわよ。あなたが周囲にお金を渡して喫茶店に人を呼び込んでるって。
ああ、それはだな。
The woman leaned in and Cinderella flinched. He was well and truly busted. Meanwhile, the woman was getting caught up in the heat of the moment herself. Maybe I should step in?
どうせ私に指輪もくれてやる。好きなもの全部やるなんてのも嘘なんでしょ。大嘘つき。
It really is the woman from the opening. Oh my god. Instantly, the light in Cinderella's eyes darkened.
ああ、なんだそのことか。ああだこうだ言ってるが、結局は金目当てじゃねえか。
Oh.
いいよ、やるよ。それであんたは満足なんだろう。ほら、これ持ってさっさと出て行ってくれ。
Oh. Oh, Cinderella. He wrested himself out of her grasp, his voice like icy steel. So he could have done that earlier.
本当あんたって最低。
Oh, wait! My body moved on autopilot as she raised her hand. Sparks flew behind my eyelids. My cheek burned like it was on fire. The woman began to tremble as she realized what she had done. Violence isn't the answer. No matter how angry you get, you need to maintain your composure when you speak to someone. I ignored the burning pain and continued to play mediator between them.
アリス。
あなた恥ずかしくないの？自分より若い女の子にかばってもらってさ。
ああ、そうだな。とりあえず、今日は帰ってくれないか。文句は後で聞いてやる。
いらないわよ。そんなおもちゃみたいなダサい指輪なんて。あんたがこんなダサいやつだとは思わなかったわ。やっぱり金だけ持ってるボンボンはダメね。見た目だけよくって中身がまるでないんだから。
あんたみたいな女には言われたくねえんだよ。
They promptly started arguing around me. I did not sign up for this. Oh, for crying out loud, Yurika has had enough.
それの何がいけないのよ。あんただって意気揚々と見せびらかしてたじゃない。どうせあんたみたいなダメ男は金でもちらつかせない限り人なんて寄ってこないんでしょ。
Both of you calm down. The two of them froze, startled. I won't have you causing a scene in the cafe during business hours. Wait, isn't it after business hours? If you want to fight, then take it outside. Cinderella recoiled, his expression stiff. That's right, we're the master of the cafe now.
で、俺はここの店主だ。オーナーだ。何あんたが勝手に指図してんだ。
He scowled stubbornly at me. I don't care if you're the owner, I'll throw you out regardless. Thankfully, we don't have any customers at the moment. But if we did, you'd be making a spectacle out of this cafe right now. Am I wrong? I glared fiercely back at him, and he turned away sulking. Street fight!
もういいわ。これ以上あなたとやり合うのなんてバカみたい。帰る。
The woman stepped back and shrugged her shoulders. Just as I was heaving a sigh of relief at the crisis successfully averted,
ああ、早く帰れ。こっちは最初からあんたなんぞお呼びじゃねえんだ。
she scowled bitterly at his caustic remark. That's enough, both of you! Once again, I cut in. The woman looked at me pensively for a moment.
私との約束をすっぽかした件だけど、体を張ったこの子に免じて許してあげる。感謝しなさい。
はあ
Cinderella looked at her dubiously, but she ignored him. Instead, she smiled and tenderly cupped my cheek. Huh?
ごめんなさい。痛かったでしょ。
Oh no, I'm all right. It was my fault for jumping in between you. Please, CG. Oh God, I'm by.
あなたみたいなお嬢さんがどうしてこんな男のところにいるのかわからないけど、ダメ男にはあなたみたいなのがちょうどいいのかもしれないわね。
That's really sweet of you to say.
ま、苦労するでしょうが頑張りなさい。あなたの入れてくれた紅茶、美味しかったわ。
Help! Thank you. She smiled faintly, then turned and walked to the door. There, she paused one last time.
なんだよ。帰るんだろ。
Miss, will you give me your name? Maybe your phone number? Do we have phones here? Miss?
ふんた、あんたみたいな男なんてこっちからお断りよ。べーだ。
She turned and stuck her tongue out at Cinderella.
なんだよ、あれは。
Perhaps your spare key? I don't know, but she was pretty cool, like a feisty older sister. Is that what they're calling it these days?
どこが典型的なヒステリー女じゃねえか。
Maybe your heart? Don't be sexist, Cinderella. It was partly your fault for peeing her anyway. As a fellow woman, I felt it was my duty to stand up for her. You see, Yurika, this is why you're the best. I thought for sure he'd snap at me over calling him sexist, but instead he looked away regretfully. Oh my God! He's reflecting on his choice in words!
ああ、そうだな。確かに俺が悪かった。
Oh my God, he's capable of proper self-reflection. Oh, that's really hot. He reached out to touch my cheek.
ほう、赤くなってる。
Well, duh, she did slap me in the face. I wouldn't have been surprised if she'd left a handprint. A mark of hers on my face to remember her by. Just then, Snow White walked out of the kitchen, ice pack and washcloth in hand. Thanks for the interruption, Snowy.
兄さん。
ああ、
Cinderella took the ice pack and pressed it directly against my face. Oh, he's so close. Oh, ah! As I flinched at the sudden chill, he grabbed my arm.
ほら、じっとしてろ。こうして冷やせば早く。
Thank you. It does feel nice.
大丈夫？
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for worrying about me.
まったく。あんた、無茶する
What do you mean? You're one to talk.
な。後が残ったらどうすんだよ。
Well then, I would just need to find her again. And ask her to do it again. It won't, it was just one measly slap after all. The swelling probably makes it look worse than it is. Actually, can blunt force trauma, like, leave scars? Because scars are, like, the red blood cells coming up to the surface and, like, platelets and stuff like that, trying to heal the skin, right? Are there scars when the skin isn't broken? Yes, they can? Huh, what do they look like? No, that was definitely a first. Oh god, don't tell Kaguya. Oh. What? No, it's not your fault. Cinderella, we're not after your money. Bloodshot eyes are an example, as are permanently darkened patches of skin. Oh! Oh, are bloodshot eyes, like, an example of scars? That's really disturbing, actually. I thought that would, like, be more like bruises? Does this attempt to buy your forgiveness make you angry? I feel like it's supposed to make us angry. We're supposed to be, like, fixing him so that he no longer, like, tries to buy his way out of things, right? But he's being so sincere right now. Well, what do you guys think? I'm thinking, like, yes. But he's so sincere. If we pick yes, then he's going to get more upset, isn't he? I don't want to see him upset. But what if we get a bad ending where it's like he keeps trying to buy our love and, like, gives us real designer things that we never asked for to try to keep us around him, like a Jumin Han bad end? I mean, I do like Jumin. Save. Alright. He can buy my love if you don't want him. Viv, you already got 100 subs. I'm gonna say yes. Yeah! I karate chopped him in the head. He stared back at me in shock. Don't be rude. I didn't do it so I could get free stuff out of you. All I want from you is a sincere apology. Use your words, Cinderella. Oh, that's a good boy. Yosh, yosh. Oh, I just want to climb onto a stool and give him a pat on the head. That was the right move. Good job, Arisu. There we go. I forgive you. Oh, I want to rub his little cheeks. I ruffled his hair affectionately. Yes, good. Alice is tall enough to do what I cannot. Karate chops don't count. Oh no, we just gave him permission to karate chop us. Choppu! Gretel snickered. Truth be told, I hadn't even realized he was standing there. Wow, rude.
騒がしいと思ってこちらに来てみれば、アリスさんがどこぞのお姉さんに殴られていたので驚きました。とんだ災難に巻き込まれましたね。
Evidently, he'd been watching the whole thing. That said, perhaps I shouldn't have been surprised.
巻き込まれたというより、自ら渦中に飛び込んでいったみたい。
It was a perfectly valid observation.
アリスさんもこんな人をかばわなくてもよかったのに。ああ、せっかくの可愛い顔が台無しです。
Gretel, don't say that to any other girls or you'll be the next one to get slapped. Thank you, but I'm fine, really. The swelling will go down before you know it.
もちろん、シンデレラ兄さんは責任を取って彼女にお詫びをするんですよね。
だから何でも好きなもんを買ってやるって言ったらこいつに断られたんじゃねえか。
誠意がないと思われてるんですか？
じゃあどうすればいいんだよ。
そんなの彼女に直接聞けばいい。
ね、どうなんだ。俺は何をすればいい？
We already said it's the apology. Spurred on by his brothers, Cinderella looked at me intently. You don't have to do anything.
あんたはそれでもいいかもしれねえが、俺の気が済まないんだよ。
Oh, he's got a conscience. That's really hot. I love when guys have a sense of right and wrong. In that case... I can't really think of anything at the moment. Can we just say you owe me one and call it a day?
また貸しかよ。
He slumped his shoulders and I giggled. Cutie. Hi, Sig! How's my favorite person and only person I have a parasocial bond with? Wow, I'm doing great! Look, Sig, look, it's Cinderella, and he's rich, and owns a cafe where we work at, where we chose to work at, to spy on him in secret because we're going to become his fiancé in the future and want to see what he's like. And check this out. Check this out. He reflects properly on his actions when he's scolded. We told him he was being sexist and he said he was sorry. He has a conscience! Is that not the hottest stuff you've ever seen? Yeah. Suck it up, Buttercup. He's so eligible. Later, after things had settled down, I was in the kitchen making dinner. Well, what's on the menu for dinner tonight? Butterfried, butterfish. Butterfried, butter. Butter! Just pure raw butter. What the how long have you been standing there? I whirled around to find Cinderella leaning against the doorframe, watching me. Oh, do you like what you see? Oh, kill me now. How will anyone take me seriously now that you've heard me making up silly dinner time songs? Next time, say something when you walk in. Is he maybe here to help? Does he maybe want to learn how to do things? Yep, tonight we're having... Oh, is he volunteering to peel the fish? Oh, or maybe is he peeling the butter? He walked up beside me and pointed at the taro roots I was planning to use in the sauté. You'll help me? Thank you so much. I can hardly believe it. Do you cook often? He knows how to do things! He picked up a chef's knife and began to peel the taro with a practiced hand. Oh, he's helping you do manual labor. Wow, you're so good at it. And you have such great hands, too. Your fingers are so long and slender. Show us his hands. CG. CG of his hands. Well, all right then. Splishy, splashy, fishy fish. Wherefore art thou, Mr. Fish? If it's you, it's okay. Well, I was, but now that you found out, I've got nothing left to lose. Oh, but please don't tell anyone I like to sing when I do chores, okay? Oh, I know what this is. I've triggered your event flag. You've fallen for my charms, haven't you? Isn't it? It's another way of saying I'm unique, isn't it? That I'm not like other girls? In contrast with my high spirits, Cinderella was decidedly unenthused. I had a feeling I knew what had motivated him to help me with dinner, but I didn't mind. I was just happy he offered at all. Our conversation petered out, and for a while we simply continued our work in silence, until...
あんたはなぜ俺をかばったんだ
Because we like you. His tone was quiet. The difference between him buying my love and me getting the subs is that I already love my friends and followers? Aww. He was, of course, referring to the incident with the older woman. Why, you ask? Do I need a reason? I glanced at him out of the corner of my eye. He seemed focused on peeling those taro roots.
そりゃあな普通疑問に思うだろあんたはあの場に居合わせただけの無関係な人間だったわけだしな
I wasn't a random observer. I'm your employee, and you're my boss. And she was a guest here.
だからって普通飛び込むかよ
Because I care you. I would wrestle Cerberus for you, buddy. This seems too obvious. Like, if we pick this, is she going to just backtrack and say that it's because you're my boss? But then this seems way too cold. Usually when there's a third option here, it's the third option. It's like how on a test when you see that one of the options in a multiple choice exam is, in a multiple choice question is all of the above, or none of the above. And if that's not a thing in all of the questions, then you know that's probably the right answer. It's like that. So I wasn't thinking, my body just moved on its own. Yeah, that's right. I wasn't doing it for any one person in particular. My body just sort of moves on autopilot. I guess I just couldn't bear to sit idly by any longer. If only one of the options was for your own personal interest. We got slapped for our own interest. We're a masochist. She was serious about you, you know? I stared down at my hands.
はあそんなことあるわけないだろ
In harmony with the Tao. Good, yurika. His tone was incredulous. Evidently, he was completely clueless. Are you sure about that? I got the sense that she really wanted your affection. She stayed here all day. Just a second. I'm gonna go get that milk tea myself. Back with delicious milk tea.
あの女の目当ては金だよ宝石をくれてやる代わりに今夜は付き合えよって冗談を
But she didn't take your ring.
なけなしのプライドが邪魔したんだろ
At this, I stopped what I was doing and turned to face him. If you honestly believe that, then I feel sorry for her. She's the one you ought to apologize to, not me. Female solidarity! In fact, I don't care about you making it up to me anymore. Go apologize to her right now! Before I knew it, I was shouting. Literally right now. Yes, literally. I can finish prepping dinner by myself. And if you don't go see her right now, I'm not letting you have any. Yeah, give him the old 1-2. Cinderella stared blankly back at me. Then, finally... With that, he sets down his half-peeled taro and left the kitchen. That's the spirit. Safe travels out there. Sent him on an errand. She's got such a backbone. Truly the best protagonist. As soon as Gretel walked into the kitchen, he stopped short. He said he was going to step out for a bit. Of completely his own volition. He sounded entirely uninterested. Instead, he walked to the dinner table and took a seat. Though Cinderella claimed he was only going out for a bit, that was over an hour ago and he still hadn't returned. Where does that woman live? Obviously, I knew they would need some time to talk it all out, but I was starting to get worried, mostly because they were both so short-tempered. You eat without me, Gretel. I've got somewhere I need to be. As soon as I served him his portion, I flung off my apron and dashed outside. Where'd you go, Cinderella? I looked all around, but didn't see him anywhere. I exhaled into my hands and rubbed them together. Our town was a summer resort town, after all. Even in early winter, the nights were always freezing cold. I knew I could just go back into the cafe, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Instead, I waited out front for Cinderella, to be the first one to welcome him back. This is so strange. Just a short while ago, I had no idea who Cinderella even was, and now I was fretting over him like a mother hen. The sudden change of heart felt a little intense, but not in a bad way, per se. Oh, she's in love. It's him! The sudden voice snapped me back to my senses. Oh, welcome back, Cinderella. Caught off guard, my voice went up an octave. Then let me fix that. Welcome back, Cinderella. We were worried. Sonotori. Not that I could admit it, of course, so instead I just smiled vaguely. No, of course not. I was just taking out the trash. It's me. I'm the trash. I didn't want him to think I was some kind of creepy weirdo after all. Anyway, dinner's ready. Gretel might have finished eating by now, but I'll eat with you. I turned on my heel. All of a sudden, he grabbed my hand. What is it? Startled, I turned back to find him staring at me, his expression dead serious. Oh, have we been waiting for him for long? I just have poor circulation, that's all. Oh, he's holding my hand. With his big hand and his long, slender fingers. Apparently he had seen right through me. I was worried. He tilted my head in a show of uncertainty. Yeah, I guess we both gotta be more honest. Good. Yeah, I can't pretend I'm not curious, but I know it's none of my business. Alright, then lay it on me, bro. I averted my gaze awkwardly. Oh. Did she? He closed his eyes. His usual tough guy facade was gone. Chin up, Cinderella. You're a good-looking guy. I'm sure tons of people fall for you at first sight. I smiled and squeezed his hand. I couldn't imagine what she must have said to him, but at least I was here to cheer him up.
まあな。俺がかっこいいのは当たり前だ。
There you go. That's the Cinderella we all know and love. Me especially. I love. Let's go inside. I'll make you some nice hot soup. Come on, Cinderella. You can even drink it with a dessert spoon if you want. 1 hour earlier, we get to see their talks.
謝りに来た？あなたが私に？
ああ、そうだよ。
おかしい。どうせあの子に言われてきたんでしょ？わかりやすい。
Right?
やっぱり来るんじゃなかった。
待ちなさい。
なんだよ。
謝るんでしょ？あら。
あの時、嘘をついて悪かったな。
そう。
とりあえず、そういうことだ。
正直、謝られた方が屈辱だわ。
は？
あの子も憎らしいほど計算高いわね。これってひっぱたいたお返しなのかしら。それともあれが天然なの？わけがわからないって顔してるから特別に教えてあげる。私はね、あなたのことが好きだったの。
バカ。
好きだったのか？
鈍感。そうに決まってるでしょ。でなけりゃ待ったり、わざわざ押しかけたりするもんですか？
いや、でもあんたは金目当てで。
確かにお金は魅力的よ。貧乏と金持ちだということ以外、同スペックだったとしたら普通は金持ちを選ぶわ。でもね、そういうのに関係なくこの人の方がいいなとか、そういうことってあるでしょ。あなたのことも同じよ。金持ちの友達くらい私の周りにはいっぱいいるわ。
It's not that Yurika is sharp, but that Cinderella is
そ
too
の中で
dumb.
あなたと話してあなたのことがいいなって思ったのよ。
Love that for him.
それなのにあなたは私の気持ちに気づかないどころか踏みにじって、あげく私に謝りに来るのも自らの意思じゃなくて他人に言われたからって。それってすっごく失礼よ。
Oh, this poor woman whose name we still don't know.
ごめん。
Oh, does he have some heart in him now?
もういいわよ。まあ私があなたを好きになったのだってお金目当てなわけじゃないとも言い切れないし。しかしムカつくわね。あの子私を侮辱することになるって分かっててやったんだわ。
あんたへの同情じゃないのか？
そこまで私に言わせるの？
ああ。
まあいいわ、言ってあげる。あの子が謝ってこいと諭したのなんて私への同情なわけないじゃない。
Yes, we did.
あなたに分からせるためでしょ。あなた
Oh, that's right, that too.
あなたはお金持ちだから魅力的なんじゃなく、あなた自身だからこそ魅力的なんだって。
Yeah, that's right. We wanted it to be both. Because we also care about you, nameless woman. Nameless hot lady. Oh, very hot. No Sprite, but yes hot.
そんなことでか？
そうよ、そんなことよ。でもあなたには必要なことだって思ってやったんでしょ。
俺に？
そうよ、あなたのためよ。私はそのための踏み台にされたってわけ。もう悔しいったらありゃしない。
Oh, but she still sounds like she's laughing to the point she could cry. Or crying so much that she could laugh. Oh, I want to comfort her.
しかもあなたが私に興味がないってことも全部織り込み済み。私だって あなたがこんなバカでニブチンな男だと知ってたら好きになんてならなかったわ。
そうだよ
Oh.
でもそんなバカな男を好きだと言ってくれる奇特な女もいるわ。しっかり捕まえて大事にしなさい。
She sounds so gentle here. I wouldn't try comforting her. That's valid, Tuxedoji. Oh? Thinking some thoughts, Cinderella? What's the matter? You've been zoning out for a while now. All through dinner, Cinderella had been eerily quiet. He turned and looked into my eyes.
あんたってさ、実は性格悪かったりする。
What? It was such a random question I couldn't help but stare back in confusion. Where did that come from? Oh god, are you delirious from a fever or something? Quick, we gotta get you locked up for at least 2 weeks. Now that I thought about it, Cinderella had been walking outside without a coat on. Perhaps he'd come down with something. If not then, have I been causing problems for you without realizing it? Did you not like the butter fried fish?
ちげえよ。別に。
You were just casually wondering if I was secretly evil? Did you think that the butter dinner was to just stealthily decrease your lifespan? To clog your arteries to murder you?
あ
Okay, now I'm really starting to think I've been causing problems. I reached out to check his temperature, but he swatted my hand away. Oh.
あ。今の発言は失言だった。忘れろ。
Okay, then. He sighed wearily.
仮のことを
What trump card? I tilted my head innocently.
平手からかばってもらっただろう。
We said that it's cleared already, right? Oh, right. I don't really need.
明日から俺も店で働く。それでチャラだからな。
Look, it's character growth! You mean it?
あんたみたいな女に弱み握られるのが嫌なんだよ。
Oh.
結局料理を手伝うのも中途半端になっちまったしな。
I see. So that's why you randomly offered to help with dinner, to repay your debt to me. Aww. Shouldn't you be more honest with yourself, Cinderella? I cackled mischievously. I already knew this, of course, but it was still nice to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I'm sure your brothers will be ecstatic. And as for me, I can't wait to rub elbows with you, boss. I just completely butchered that pronunciation. Aww. The next day.
いらっしゃいませ。こちらの席へどうぞ。ご注文が決まりましたらお呼びください。
Oh, and he's in his fancy party clothes too. Sure enough, Cinderella showed up to work just like he said he would. And as a waiter too? This is like undercover boss. Gretel has the shocked face again. It just looks so out of place. This looks like the face that he would make if he was like the yandere route of the game, right? And he just found out that you escaped from your big yandere cage or something. This is the face that he would make. But no, it's because he's seeing his useless older brother start working.
あの人、敬語使えたんだね。
This is a fitting face.
しかも笑顔だ。うさんくさくて気持ち悪い。
Meanwhile, in the kitchen, the peanut gallery was in full force. What? Really? I think it's charming. I was busy prepping an order, and yet for some reason I couldn't stop smirking.
あなた、何を言ったんですか？
About what?
とぼけないでください。昨日兄さんと二人きりで何か話してましたよね。
You know, just some secrets of a woman's heart. Oh, right, that. I clapped my hands together in a show of understanding. I didn't say anything particularly noteworthy, just that I wanted him to put in effort with the rest of us.
まああなたに追求したところではぐらかされるのは分かっていましたけど。
I didn't do anything special, honest.
君はそう言うけれど、あの人の気まぐれの原因は今のところすべて君にある。
Well, Snow? Gretel? Are you gonna accept me as your new sister-in-law? I have?
おいこら何サボってんだ。この俺がこうして働いてやってるんだから、お前らもちゃんとやれ。
Oh, all back to his ore.
おいアリス、3番テーブルの客がエスプレッソとサラミサンドだとよ。
He whacked me with the empty tray in his hands. Ah, that's right. It doesn't count if it's just a chop. Okay, now don't forget to smile, Cinderella. Smile! I use my index fingers to turn up the corner of my lips.
ああ、はいはいいいか、これで借りはチャラだからな。
He looks so happy. Of course. Cinderella went back out into the dining room and I hurried after him.
何があってどういう心境の変化が起こったのかわかるようでわからないですけど。
It's the power of love, Gretel.
まあいいですよ。しばらくは遊びに付き合ってあげます。シンデレラ兄さんが他人にへりくだっている姿を見られるなんてと。
同意するよ、グレーテル。
That night, I made Cinderella a cup of coffee to help keep his energy levels up. You did some great work out there today.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, since I've been working at the cafe for longer than he has, am I his senpai? He took a sip of coffee and looked down at the ledger on the counter. Some late-night plans, barely legal, Arisu? We keep getting more and more customers these days, don't we?
まあな、初めのうちは呼び込みだとかめんどくせえこともしたけどな。
Well, you won't have to do that anymore. They'll come for the great food and drinks. I thought back over the past few days and giggled.
甘いな。んなのんきなこと言ってると他の店に客取られるぞ。
Oh, so we should start doing like restaurant events to keep them coming.
客は新しいもの好きだからな。今は目新しいうちに来てるかもしれねえが、新しい店ができたらそっちに流れる。
Ah, I've got an idea, Cinderella. What if we make a regional dish? Or like even a regional drink? Yeah. What if we invent pumpkin spice? I guess we still don't hold a candle to our competition, huh? Deep down, I was burning with ambition to turn this place into the next Stardust or Dunkin' Donuts.
絶対に追い抜いてやる。つっても、これ以上忙しくなるのはごめんだぜ。
He's stretching. He stretched his arms wide, groaning in exhaustion. Pumpkin spice, devious, delightfully devilish. That's right, Dunkin' Donuts. I wiggled my fingers at him, silently offering to give him a massage, but instead he stared at me intently. What? Is there something on my face? I continued to wiggle my fingers hopefully.
なあ、あんた、辛くないのか?
Of what?
朝から掃除に洗濯、食事の支度に店の準備。夜は夜で、食事の支度に次の日の店の準備。少しくらい手を抜くかと思ったが、店の中も家もあんたが来る前より綺麗になってる。
Is he impressed by our work ethic?
毎日毎日そんなに働いて辛いと思わないのかよ。
We do it for love. Are you worried about me? I widened my eyes in an exaggerated display of surprise.
真剣に聞いてるんだよ。
Normally he'd always take the bait, but not this time. He's being serious. Is he gonna offer to hire somebody else? No, I'm not tired. I lowered my hands back to my sides. No more wiggle. I mean, it's by no means easy and sometimes I struggle, but I'm having a ton of fun. Honestly, I've never felt so fulfilled in all my life.
今までどんなつまんない日々を送ってきたんだか。
I smiled. Maybe I'm just used to it by now since I've been cooking and cleaning for most of my life.
貧乏人感覚だな。
Perhaps, but to be fair, I haven't worked here all that long. And honestly, every day is so hectic that I don't really have time to feel tired, you know? Oh, right, and for everybody who hasn't been keeping along up until this part, Yurika, the protagonist, she's not poor. She's from a family that's, like, not quite as wealthy as his, but is still quite wealthy. Cinderella looked away and started to mess around with the items on the table. I mean, all I'm really doing is making drinks and adding ingredients to some bread we ordered from the bakery. So they stopped trying to make their own bread after all. Exactly. I nodded, smiling brightly. He snorted at me. Plus, I've got Gretel and Snow White helping me. And now you! And you too! He froze perfectly still, as if time itself had stopped. Is he gonna blush? Is he gonna blush? You always run yourself ragged late into the night, and I appreciate that. I made sure to express my gratitude for all his efforts. Because I knew the truth. I knew he'd been pulling strings with his connections to keep the cafe busy. And each night after he came home, he would carefully check the stock to see if we were running low on anything, then quietly replace it a few days later. Though his younger brothers only ever saw him as a lazy jerk, deep down I knew he was a hard worker with a heart of gold. Oh, that's so cute! Cute! His gaze dropped to his hands as he spoke. Do you see that happening anytime soon? That would definitely defeat the purpose of everything we're trying to achieve. Once again, he refused to look me in the eye. Well, even if we're only doing it on a temporary whim, that doesn't mean we should slack off. Besides, as I said, I'm having a lot of fun right now. That in itself is what motivates me to keep going. You'll love it. Yep, life's more fun that way, you know? At this, he finally turned to look at me. Oh, his smile's so gentle. His soft smile made my heart skip a beat. Reflexively, I looked down, hoping to hide my pink cheeks. Oh, wow. When I did, I caught sight of the thing Cinderella had been messing around with. It was a little glass figurine. It's so pretty. He held it up between his fingers, staring at it. Yes, definitely. Did he buy it from somewhere? Come to think of it, that display window we'd seen on our date together had little glass figurines too. He'd shown me the same soft smile back then. The memory made my body flush even hard. Why your whole body? Yurika? Yurika, why your body? Huh? Oblivious to the delicate inner workings of my heart, Cinderella turned the conversation to me. I peered down carefully at the object in his palm. It had what appeared to be a small head and a big round body. It's a snowman. Some sort of animal? But what's that weird pointy bump on its face? It's the hat! It's the snowman's hat! Get our thirsty girl a tall Americano. I mean, if it's just one cone, then it's probably a bird. If it was 2 cones, then it would be a cat, and if it was 2 lumps, it would be a rabbit. But it was just the... how do I see the back? Yeah. Ah, so not necessarily a cone, but a pointy bump. Okay, so it's not, like, blunt bump. It's pointy. So yeah, gonna stick with bird. It's a bird, right? Is it a dove? It's a really fat cat. It's Garf. Cinderella fell silent. Is that a no? Cinderella, is this a Garf? I was pretty confident I was right, but maybe not. Then, after a pause... Me? He took my hand and set the figurine on my palm. Can I see it? Huh? I hadn't been expecting that. I blinked. Was this a gift? Oh, yeah, because he didn't say that he bought it or anything, and if we can't recognize what it is at first sight, then maybe he made it himself? Are you sure? Was it his first try trying to blow glass? Thank you so much. I'll treasure it for as long as I live. I'm going to bury myself with it. That's right, I'm not going to be buried with it. I'm going to bury myself with it. I gingerly cradled the little glass ornament to my chest. He smirked. I mean it. I'm not cheap, I'm economical. I was so tickled I couldn't stop smiling. Best day ever! But this joy was fleeting, oh no. For that was the moment I suddenly remembered. Cinderella? I swallowed the words on the tip of my tongue and smiled instead. Never mind, it's nothing. Oh, do we want to tell him that actually we're his fiancé and that we've been lying about our name? Oh, and he doesn't suspect anything. Oh no. This was a temporary whim. And not just the cafe either. My whole life here was tenuous at best. And if he found out I was his prospective fiancé, it would be over in an... Would it? Would it really? Oh, his trust is going to be so violated. Yeah. I should have just said it. I collapsed onto my bed and buried my face in my pillow. Every day was hectic yet fulfilling, and I still haven't seen my babysitter. I enjoyed interacting with the customers and working with Cinderella and his brothers. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, perchance? But at the same time, I knew it was all built on a web of lies, and like a house of cards, it could all come tumbling down at any moment. I'd only need to say 4 words. I'm actually your fiancé. I knew it wasn't nice to lie to him, but at the same time, I knew being honest would result in someone getting hurt. The second I revealed my true identity, our existing relationship would fall apart. I stood nothing to gain from it. He'd either be shocked or annoyed or angry, or he'd straight up hate my guts. Everything was teetering precariously on the edge. One wrong move and it would shatter, just like the glass figure. I held the little ornament in my hands. No matter whether I chose to tell him or not, with the way things stood now, he was never going to fall in love with me. Oh wow, she really is dense. Do your best, Yurika. The next morning, as I was tidying up prior to business hours, we suddenly got a visit from the mailman. Oh, cool, thanks. I set my broom against the wall and headed over to accept it. Oh geez, we've got a lot today. He dashed in and out carrying in a new box each time. That sure is a lot of packages. I stared at the newly built tower of boxes. We received deliveries fairly often, and by we I meant Cinderella, but never 6 at once. Sure thing. He handed me a stack of forms and a pen, and I signed my name as indicated. Here you are.
ありがとうございます。
Once I had handed the form back, the delivery man smiled and left. Now then. I put my hands on my hips and stared at the mailing label on the first box. All for Cinderella, huh? No surprise there. Ugh, these things are heavy. Frankly, the thought of having to make 6 entire round trips up the stairs made me want to go back to bed. This is what I get for cutting corners. In order to save myself a few trips, I decided to carry multiple boxes at the same time, but this quickly proved to be a mistake. Not only were they heavy as bricks, but I couldn't even see in front of me. Just as I was staggering up the stairs... Whoa, my prayers are answered! A big, strong guy! The next thing I knew, I could see ahead of me again. There stood Cinderella, holding the rest of the boxes. Thanks! These packages arrived for you, by the way. You would've? I tilted my head and he looked at me dubiously. Why, whatever do you mean? Aw, flirting so early in the morning? After I returned to the first floor... Oh! Cinderella jogged down the stairs, marched straight over to me, and pinched my cheek. Wash a big rush! Don't tease me. Even I could tell I looked stupid, and sounded even stupider for that matter. He's cute. He let go of my cheek and picked up the entire stack of remaining boxes. Evidently, he was a lot stronger than I'd realized. Nice. Thank you. I went and fetched my broom.
Oh.
Do you want to know what's inside? We really shouldn't invade his privacy. However, does respecting your love interest's privacy ever give you the good ending in a game? Ever. Actually, I was wondering. I called after him as he walked off. Oh, good, so we're just asking him, not peeking in. He turned and shot me another dubious look. What's in them anyway? Just curious. Oh, right, never mind, sorry. Now, where was I? Just as I decided to go back to my work? Oh? Cinderella stopped me. What's up? Oh, is it time to bluebeard those boxes? He set the boxes down, then waved me over. I walked over and crouched down beside him. With a grin, he started ripping off the packaging tape. Oya oya? Then he pulled out a neatly folded bundle of cloth. He promptly handed it to me. What is it? I unfolded what appeared to be a dress. Wow, it's so cute! This was no ordinary dress either. It was styled like a kimono, yet it only came down to my mid-thigh with frills adorning the hem. Oh! Oh, he's trying to pay homage to her culture too! Aww. Cinderella, it would have been sweeter if you'd actually asked for my opinion first, but... You know, it's okay. With baby steps. Plus, it really is sweet. Did you imagine me when you were ordering these dresses? This is my uniform? Oh my gosh, it's so fancy! Will Snow and Gretel get dresses too? The thought hadn't even occurred to me. To me, uniforms were another crucial element of any cafe worth its salt. Okay. And so, I happily skipped off to my room. Perfect. After checking myself in the mirror, I headed back out to Cinderella. Once I returned... Ta-da! What do you think? I struck a pose. I'm trying to do the common rider pose, but I can't lift my arms. The three brothers had all gathered in the dining area, and they were wearing new uniforms too. Theirs are kind of boring. Fukunaga-san, your flexibility.
No, 似合うじゃねえか。
I mean, I like butler uniforms, but theirs seem a bit too plain considering their previous aesthetics. Meanwhile, I had received some mixed signals. You mean it? Thank you! I decided to respond only to the most positive reaction I'd received. It's so deliberate. Wanna see us do a little twirl? Yes, boss! At his prompting, I spun around on the spot. As I did, my skirt fluttered with the motion. How cute! You've been imagining me? Oh, what else did you imagine me doing in this dress? Bland bartender, bland waiter, elegance and grace! Oh, Gretel is just so disgusted. It's okay, Cinderella. You can be a degenerate towards us. We consent. Debauchery. Are you saying it looks bad, Gretel? I looked up at Gretel with concern, pleading face. At this point, my self-esteem was starting to take a hit.
誤解しないでください。その服はあなたに似合っていますし、可愛いと思います。
だろ？
が、あえてこの服を選んだ兄さんのセンスを疑いますね。
Does the cafe have an HR department? I am the HR department. Why is his name Cinderella? Because these are all fairy tale characters, but as boys. For example, this is Gretel. We don't know where Hansel is.
なんだよ、可愛いだろ。てか、可愛いってさっき言ったじゃねえか。
ええ、まあ可愛いですよ。可愛いですけど、なぜこれをあえて選んだのか疑問が尽きないですね。
That's right, they got faded.
ちなみに、これはオーダーものですか？それともその筋の店から購入したものでしょうか？
は？オーダーメイドに決まってんだろ。
Oh, Cinderella, you are just digging yourself deeper. He just slowly backed away. Gretel put a hand to his forehead and stared up at the ceiling.
なんだよ。
まず、そのスカート。
Gretel pointed at my legs. What about it? Do you not like my legs, Gretel-kun? I held it up by the hem. Don't do that.
短い。絶妙に短いです。下品にならない程度に短いのがまたとなくいやらしい。しかも、生足ですよ、生足。普通、ここはニーソでしょ。
Oh, I see, I see. Gretel is all about that absolute territory.
はぁ？ニーソ？お前、センスねえな。オタクかよ。
That's right, Gretel is a fan of Catholic schoolgirls. Cinderella scoffed.
これは着物だぞ、着物。着物には素足って昔から決まってんだよ。あと一応、旅履かせてんじゃねえか。
防寒対策としては無意味なくらい短いですけどね。だいたいミニスカートに生足というところが兄さんの煩悩全開と言いますか。
Oh, and Gretel, you're different? You don't have a leg fetish, just a thigh fetish?
わかってねえな。いいか、生足こそナチュラル系の基本なんだよ。せっかく持って生まれたいい足を布で隠すなんて邪道だろうが。
What is Snow White thinking during all of this?
何ですかナチュラル系って。 これのどこがナチュラルなんですか？ナチュラルなのは生足だけで、他の部分は完全にナチュラルの真逆言ってるでしょうが。
Oh, I feel you, Mel. Sometimes when I don't want to shave, I use thigh highs. Thigh highs. Excellent. When you're wearing thigh highs, nobody knows how hairy your calves are.
そこがいいんだよ。上はかっちり、下はさらす。
Oh
そ
my
れで
god.
こそ足の魅力が引き立つってもんだ。
Cinderella. Do your best, Mel. I support you in your programmer socks.
季節を考えてください。冬ですよ、冬。冬に生足とか寒々しいでしょ。
It's okay. I'm heated up by my passion.
冬だからこそいいんだろう。寒さに震えながらおしゃれのために足出してる女が可愛いんだよ。
Cinderella?
お前だって冬にアイスばっか食ってんじゃねえか。
Yes. Yes, Mel. I am horny. Thank you so much. Thank you. This uniform is progressively getting worse and worse.
はあ？冬にアイスこそおつなものなんですよ。
Okay, Gretel, you're off the hook, and Cinders, you're getting the hook.
夏はすぐ溶けますが、冬はそう簡単に溶けない。それに、暖かい部屋で食べるアイスは現代が生み出した至高の贅沢です。
何が至高の贅沢だ。てめえは季節に関係なく食ってんじゃねえか。
食べたい時に食べて何が悪いんですか？
You know, I guess I'm glad they changed the subject.
食いすぎなんだよ。冷蔵庫にチョコとアイスとプリンが数種類常備されてるとかアホか。チョコレートくらい自分の部屋に置いとけ。
要冷蔵のチョコレートなんですよ。ショコラティエが魂を込めて作った芸術品なんです。
They really are brothers.
その辺で売っている安い板チョコと同じにしないでください。
Hershey's. Look, Mel. Mel. Hershey's. It's our pronouns. That's right. I feel like we're starting to get off track. Yeah, omedetou. Yeah, no, we're definitely off track. What do you think, Snow White? I decided to ask the person most likely to have an objective, fetish-free opinion. Well, Snow White? Are you more interested in the feet?
うん。俺は似合っていればいいと思うけど。
Well, does it?
可愛いよ。
Thank you! Snow White is cute. I feel like I forced it out of him, but oh well. A compliment's a compliment. Snow White best.
それにしても、よくサイズが分かったね。
Yeah, it's because he saw me naked. He gestured at my dress. Now that I think about it, this thing really does fit me to a T. Just then Cinderella flinched. Oh?
そりゃ
Oh?
そりゃ
Cinderella? Did you maybe take a sneak peek at my laundry to compare sizes?
その目算でだな。
Or did you actually memorize my measurements from seeing me naked?
うわ
Ooh. Gretel looked acutely disgusted.
なんだよ。別にいいだろ。
よくはないね。
Have you been eyeballing me, Cinderella?
兄さん、くれぐれも従業員に手なんて出さないでくださいね。セクハラですから。いや、まあこの制服の時点でセクハラか。嘆かわしい。
いいだろ、ここは俺の店だ。俺の趣味で決めて何が悪い。
He admitted it.
認めましたね。はあ、嫌だ嫌だ。これだから足フェチは。
ああ、これだから甘党のお子様は適度に細く白く伸びた足の良さがわからねえとはかわいそうにね。
I can't believe this. Let's sue him for his estate, then marry him so he gets half back. And just like that, they were bickering again.
そろそろ時間だ。お店の用意をしよう。
Okay. And so began my first day of wearing my new uniform on the job. A few days later. Thanks for waiting. Here's your Earl Grey. We appreciate your frequent patronage. The uniform was a big hit with customers, and as such we'd been slammed for several days in a row. The more I worked, the faster the days flew by. Before I knew it, I'd started to forget all those pesky, inconvenient truths. This would only be okay if the other brothers also got uniforms that showed off their legs, but Cinderella's not into incest. I wish I was slammed for several days in a row. Mood. But that didn't last long.
店員さん、こっちもお願いします。
Sure thing, be right there. Once I'd relayed my current order to the kitchen, I headed off to take another. Sorry for the wait. What'll you have today? As soon as I realized who it was, I froze in my tracks.
せやな。どれも美味しそうで迷ってんねん。店員さんのおすすめとかあらへんの?
There's our babysitter. He said it all with a perfectly straight face, almost as though he wasn't expecting me to recognize him. Oh, but I most certainly did. Papa, we missed you. I usually order the royal milk tea and a scone. Simple, straightforward, and delicious. I rattled off my textbook response like a robot, hiding my face behind my order pad.
ほな、それで。
Oh, his accent is still so cute. Thank you, so that's one royal milk tea and one scone. Anything else today? Just then he grabbed me by the wrist and lowered the order pad, exposing my face. Sir?
あ、それと最後に大事なもんを。かわいいかわいいひいさんの笑顔、一つください。
What are you doing here, Kaguya? On my break, I met up with Kaguya out front where I'd had him wait for me.
久しぶりやな。元気しとった？久々にひいさんの顔を拝めて僕幸せやわ。ひいさん、ずいぶんあの店に馴染んどったな。その制服もめっちゃ可愛いやん。めちゃめちゃ似合っとるで。
Oh, I forgot how cute his accent is. In contrast to my anger, Kaguya was all smiles and compliments. Don't change the subject. I glared at him sharply. I'm gonna punch him in the mouth with my mouth. Wait, deja vu somehow. His smile stiffened. Oops, maybe I should tone it down a bit. Are you here to take me home? I furrowed my brows.
ちゃうちゃう。今回来たのは様子見や。そりゃ大事な大事なひいさんがいなくなったら困る人なんてぎょうさんおるしな。
Aww. We? Do my parents know I'm here?
知っとるで。
Are my parents going to come to the cafe? I knew it. Not that I blamed Kaguya for telling them. He couldn't lie to his employers after all. So, why haven't they ordered me home?
様子を見て判断するってのがおかみさんからの命令や。
Aww. At this, I breathed a sigh of relief. At the very least, it seemed they weren't going to have me dragged bodily from the building. For now, at least.
ちなみに今日僕が来たんは誰の命令でもなくて、ほんまにひいさんの顔が見たかっただけで。それにひいさんも僕らのこといろいろ引っかかってたやろし。
I also didn't notice until now, but the mask on the side of his face, I thought that it was a fox's, but looking more closely at the ears, isn't that a rabbit? Like the rabbit on the moon? Is your entire household going to pretend to be regular customers at the cafe? Oh no. It's a Banui. Oh, I love Banui. Yeah. You know, it wasn't cool of you to disappear on me like that. Thinking back on it now, it was a little more than a funny memory. At the time, however, I was scared out of my wits.
あの時はほんますみませんでした。
He bowed politely. Personally, I didn't see any reason for him to apologize. Why, you ask? It's okay. In the end, you helped me get closer to Cinderella. He didn't reply. Instead, he smiled knowingly. Kaguya himbo? Oh no, I think that he's a lot wiser than he lets on. Did you lead me here on purpose knowing this would happen? It was something I'd been wondering for quite some time. While I would never question his loyalty to me as my servant, I knew he was too smart for his own good. No, it's pronounced like Hime. I see. Himebo. Thus, it was possible he'd sensed what I felt for Cinderella from the first moment I laid eyes on him. Disdain?
まさか。僕はそこまで器用やないです。
He shook his head, smiling. Okay.
まあ、いずれは正式に迎えに来なあかんけど、今はひいさんの好きにしたらええよ。
I see. He gently pressed a hand to my hair. Oh, geez, I hope that Cinderella doesn't, come in at the worst moment and think that we're dating, and get his heart broken, and suddenly act cold to us again, because he doesn't want to get his hopes up. Got it. Thanks for everything, Kaguya. For a moment as he stroked my hair, I felt as though I'd gone back to my old pampered self. But just then, it's no! No! Oh, Cinderella is coming! All of a sudden, he pulled me into a hug. Cinderella is coming! Where'd this come from? He smelled so good it made my heart flutter. Oh. He's going to glomp you.
そりゃ、ひいさんが可愛いからに決まってるやんか。
Sure, but I'd still appreciate a little advance notice. Cinderella is coming right now. As I shifted awkwardly in his embrace, he suddenly put his lips to my ear. Oh my god, Cinderella's been here for a while. Huh? What's he doing out here, and why would he be watching us? Yeah, I hope he is. Mel, are you into NTR? I wanted to turn and look, but I was still stuck in Kaguya's arms. Right? Okay? I put my hands on his chest. Wait, I feel like this will have the opposite effect. Yes? Neat toad retrieval? I do love them toads. Slap him lovingly. Get cucked, Cinderella! He smiled mischievously. Good grief. Just as I pushed him away? The next thing I knew, someone had seized Kaguya by the shoulder and pushed him away from me. He's protecting his employees. And that someone was, to the surprise of no one, Gretel! Cinderella? This was no hallucination. It was undeniably him. Whoa! Before I could even ask him what he was doing here, Cinderella grabbed my hand and pulled me toward him. Feels like I'm being yanked around all over the place today. Did Kaguya set this up to bring us closer? He's doing the jealousy scheme? Oh. He's still using the polite speech patterns while not sounding polite at all. He sounded angry. In comparison, Kaguya was perfectly laid back. Sandwiched between two hot guys, I was having some technical difficulties. It almost feels like they're fighting over me. Oh, please, boys, I have two hands. Wait, I don't think Cinderella realizes who he is. Right. And so Cinderella dragged me off.
Bye-bye. Matana.
Behind us, I could hear Kaguya's lilting voice calling out to me. I wish I had men fighting over me. Same, Mel. Same. Cinderella walked ahead of me, still pulling me by the hand. Once we'd put some distance between ourselves and Kaguya, his long, furious strides slowed to a more gentle pace, one that I could keep up with. Meanwhile, he stayed silent. As did I.
あんた、あいつと付き合ってんのか?
Aw, he's jealous. What? No? I struggle to keep my voice level.
じゃあ好きだったのか?
What does that mean? A gentleman caller? That just makes me think of a gentleman club, and that is definitely too rude to be asking out loud. What? Where are you getting this idea? A suitor? Oh, I see.
聞こえたんだよ。好きだとかどうとか。言ってた。
A client, Fukunaga-san? Oh. Oh, that is still very rude to say out loud. No, he didn't. He was saying I could do as I fancy. Nothing at all about him having feelings for me. Evidently, Cinderella had completely misheard us. Thanks a lot, Kaguya, you jerk.
あんなヘラヘラした野郎のどこがいいんだ。趣味悪いな。
I'll have you know, Kaguya is a very kind person. I scowled. Oh, he is misunderstanding or no, I wasn't about to let Cinderella badmouth my servant.
ああ、そうかよ。なら、あいつのところに行けばいいだろう。
Just look at him sulking, but still protecting us. He relinquished his grip on my hand. Why are you so mad about this? Oh, he is so much better than that. In another otome game I played, the love interest was your high school sweetie, but one time he saw you, like, being hugged by somebody against your will, and he thought that you were cheating on him. Because a dude hugged you without asking first. So he just ghosted you for 10 years. Cinderella is a lot better than that dude.
怒ってねえよ。ただ、俺の店の従業員が休憩中に男に誘われてフラフラしてるのが気になっただけだ。
Were you worried about me? Cinderella, decent guy.
サボられたら困るからな。
So that's why you tailed me?
せめて追いかけてきたって言え。
Fine. So that's why you followed me?
たまたま通りかかっただけだ。
I see. With that, he looked away. Oh dear. It was starting to sound an awful lot like Cinderella was jealous of Kaguya. I knew it couldn't possibly be true, yet I couldn't stop myself from smiling.
だいたいあんたがヘラヘラしてるから勘違いするやつが出てくるんだ。
Aw, but it's our job, Cinderella. Do you want us to maybe not work on the floor anymore? So then, you're the only person who can look at our mini-skirt legs? Smiling is the key to good customer service. Besides, I thought you said my smile's only worth 10 points.
10点の笑顔でほだされる。安くてバカな男であんたは満足なのか?
Oh? Well, are you a moron, Cinderella? The dumber they are, the easier it is to get them wrapped around my little finger, you know.
お前は悪女か。扱いやすい男なんてつまんねえな。
What? Do you find it boring, Cinderella? Do you have experience wrapping men around your little finger? It plays to my maternal instincts, Cinderella. It's cute to see a man unabashedly dote on someone. She's right and she should say it.
ガキのくせに。
Need I remind you, I'm technically legal. She just keeps saying that.
そういうセリフはもっと色気が出てから言った方が説得力があるんだ。
What a joke. I've never had a romantic relationship in all my life. I made sure to casually mention the fact that I'm single. Can I ask about the menu, please, Cinderella? The men I please is none of your business. All right, fine. I admit, perhaps I don't have the right to say it until I have the life experience to back it up.
あ、そう。
Out of interest, how many points would it take to buy you?
もちろん100点に決まってるだろうが。
And what am I at right now?
40点だ。
Yay, my score went up! I clapped my hands together.
そこで喜ぶのかよ。
Of course, who wouldn't be? Cinderella snorted. Then, after a moment, he turned on his heel.
Oi, 行くぞ.
I'm at 420 points. Nice. Okay. And so I hurried after him. Huh? Oh, next time is Cinderella's point of view. Because now is a very good time to leave off. Next time we get to see how Cinderella experienced that whole thing, right? Or maybe the next event will be through Cinderella's point of view? Oh, I can't wait. But I gotta stick to schedule. I can't keep going over time. I have things that I need to do, like prepare for work and... Oh God, I don't want to go back to work. Good stream? Thank you for coming, Sig! Hi! Thanks for coming, Tuxie! Thank you, everybody. Play Ace Attorney? I still need to play Ace Attorney. I forgot that closed the game entirely and not just, like, to the title screen. Gotta go back to the office? No, not yet. It's just that there's still a couple of things that I need to get sorted out before Monday. And also play Genshin, yes. Well, this is it for tonight, so who should I raid? Oh, raid is on! Let's raid. Raid Mascot meeting. You have to get Venti? There's no Venti rerun yet, Mel. I'm saving up for Tartaglia. Now, raid time. Raid. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alright then, this has been your host, Priya Fukunaga, signing off. Bye-bye!